Hello students, welcome to MBA360. Whenever you students want to get into MBA, they want to understand what's the chance of placement and what kind of companies come there for placement, what kind of median salaries happen, and what kind of percentage of students are getting placed. So what we did was we actually drilled down every single data point that is there with the government, with the Ministry of Education, with NIRF and every other source that is there. And we could get 627 B schools which actually submitted data. Now remember, there are about 4,500 B schools in this country where about 5 lakh students actually go for MBA education. But the data that we have at this point in time is about 627 only, and about a lakh of students is where these students are going. About lakh of students and 627 institutions is all we have, because many of these people don't even submit data. And the fact is that these people don't submit data because there is not much to claim. So they are actually running an MBA program without any student outcome, and they've run it because they've been there for a long time. They give undergrad program and they also started a post-graduation program. But they don't capture data, nor do they work on placement of students. So what we've done is we collected that particular data, which is MBA Institute's placement and median salary, is what I'm going to show. I'll show all the 627. By the way, while we're doing that, we already covered the top 100 in a separate video. Please go through that video. What we're going to cover at this point in time is 101 to 627 is what we're talking about, which is a total number of 527 institutions is what we're covering at this point in time. The top 100 we covered in a separate video, which also includes IIMs, which also includes all the Department of Management Studies of IITs, includes IIFT and FMC and all those things we covered already. What we're going to cover at this point in time is only the 101 627, which is 527 institutions is what we're covering. Now, while we're doing that, we also are creating at Career City, we're trying to work, help students study. And so we created a lot of content around it, like the past 10 years CAT question papers, the year-wise, chapter-wise weightages, practice questions, all those things we created, vocabulary builder, most scoring concepts. So if you want any of these ebooks and many more ebooks, send us a message MBA on WhatsApp or call us on 8130376334, and we'll actually have someone, send you those things on WhatsApp. Now, and by the way, we also partnered with Career Launcher, where they actually have a mock test which is given in real-term circumstances, where they conduct this mock test across the centers. So if you want to get into any of those real field mock tests that would ultimately be the case when you actually get into a CAT examination, then please do send a message CL on the same number, which is 8130376334, and we'll have someone respond back to you. Now about the B schools, right? We're talking of 101 to 627, which means that we're dealing with 527 B schools for which we actually have data. Now, in this, all put together when we look at it, the total intake in those 527 institutes is 84,000, which means you're dealing with about 130, 140 kind of number in each of the B schools. The admitted is 73,963, the graduated is 65,966, and placed is 49,200. Now, when you look at these numbers, the placement percentage is about 76.95% is what they would say, because they actually remove this 2030 from this 49,200 to arrive at this number. But actually, when you talk of from the placement against percentage graduated, which is this 65,966, this comes down dramatically to 74.58%, because this 2030 is added back. And then placement against admitted is 62. But more importantly, your median salary is 4,80,635 for rank 101 to 627 rank. So just understand that the median salary is 4.88 lakh. And by the way, this is average of the median salaries. When you actually have an average of the median at 4.88, which also means that you will actually have a lot of B schools which are offering salaries of 3 lakh, 2 lakh and all also, which I will explain as I move along. Now, further what we did was we actually broke this 527 into multiple institutions. And look at this, we talked of 12 MBA institutions within the 527, which are actually having a median salary of more than 10 lakh. And those institutions have an intake of 2,444, a placement of 89.69%, and a median salary of 13.75 lakh, which is very, very good. It is just that they're not ranked by NRF, but they are good institutions. Now, let me explain to you 12 B schools in this country which are not ranked in the top 100, but still offer a salary of more than 10 lakh rupees. This would be very important for students who actually want to get into a B school. As I told you, there are 12 B schools and their placement percentage is 87.96%, rather 89.69%, and the median salary is 13.75 lakh rupees, because these 12 B schools, though they're not ranked, their median salary is 10 lakhs and above. And I'll just show you the 12 B schools that are there. Janala Bajaj is the top of the list. This is not ranked, so that's where it stands. And their median salary is 27 lakh rupees. And then you have IIM Kolkata, where its median salary is 17 lakh rupees. Then you have IMT University, where the median salary is 15.65 lakh rupees. You have NIBM Pune, which is a banking management institute, where the median salary is 15 lakh rupees. NIA, which is again in Pune, National Insurance Academy, with very good B school, 12.5 lakh. Then you have LBSM in Delhi with 12.1 lakh. And by the way, remember all these are not ranked. 11.6 lakh for Fatima Business School. OP Jindal University Raigad 11.5 lakh. MDI Murshidabad 11 lakhs. Then you have National Academy of Agriculture Research and Management Hyderabad at 10.84 lakh. You have Kakatiya University Warangal at 10.5 lakh and University of Allahabad at 10 lakh 30,000. In all, you're dealing with 13.75 lakh being the median salary across these 12 B schools which are not ranked by NIRF but do deliver more than 10 lakh. Remember, NIRF also ranks about 40 B schools which are offering about 10 lakh and below, but they're not ranked. But these are all offering 10 lakh and more, but are not ranked. Those things are ranked, about 40 of them, where they offer even 6 lakh rupees median salary. But these guys are not ranked, right? So that's the first part of it. Then let's go to the next one, which is the 179 B schools, which offer between 10 lakh and 5 lakh. Remember, even in the top 100 B schools that we talked of in the earlier video, there are about 35 of the B schools which are offering a salary of 5 lakh and 10 lakh, but are in the top 100. Now we are talking of about 179 B schools where the salary range is between 5 lakh and 10 lakh, but they're not ranked. And that is this number where the total intake is 35,123. In admitted is 31,870, graduated is 29,623, placed is 24,688, higher studies is 1,051, placement is 86.3%, placement against graduated is 83.34%, and the median salary is 6,69,842. 6.69 lakh or 6.7 lakh is their median salary. Now, I'll also show you the names of some of these B schools so that you understand what I'm saying. Right. Now, these are the B schools that we're talking of. Indus Business School, Pune, 10 lakh is the median salary. Xavier's, Xime, Bangalore, 10 lakh. Jagdish Shet, 10 lakh. JPR Institute of Technology, Kunnam, 10 lakh. Sri Dharmasala SDMD, which is a very good B school, 9.7 lakh. Chandigarh School of Business, Janjari, 9.65 lakh. Amity University, Calcutta, 9.5 lakh. Jagannath, Kalkaji, 9.5 lakh. MATS University, Raipur, 9.32, and so on and so forth. You also have XISS Ranch, 8.95 lakh. Flame University at 8.5 lakh. Right, IIMs Ghaziabad at 8.6 lakh, and you have this thing, right? And if you keep going down up to 5 lakh, you actually have quite a few B schools which are getting about 5.5, 5.2. So you actually have all these things, right? Manukula Vijayanagar Engineering College, Puducherry at 5 lakh 10,000, Narasimha Reddy Engineering College, Rangareddy at 5.1 lakh, and so on and so forth. You actually have all those data of all the about 185 B schools or something. So just look at that number. And if you want details of this, of course, you can send us a message and we'll try to send it over to you. But there are 110 B schools which are in the offer in the range of 5 lakh and 10 lakh with an average of 6.7 lakh is what you have. Now the second other part of it. There are 336 B schools in this 527. Remember, there are 4,500 colleges, of which we're talking about only in the top 627. The other 3,800 don't even have any data to even speak about, which means there will be definitely less than what I'm showing you here, right? There are 336 B schools which are offering a salary of below 5 lakh, right? And the total intake of this 336 is 46,509 sanction intake, 39,000 students admitted, 34,000 students graduated, 22,416 being placed, 934 more for higher studies. The placement is 65.92%, but the median salary is 3.6 lakh rupees. 3.6 lakh is a median salary. When you look at the data again of the median salary also, this is the list that I'm opening for you. Here is the number that you're dealing with. 5 lakh, it starts with IIMs, Bangalore at 5 lakh, a median salary, and it keeps going down and down. All these are 5 lakh, by the way. Lakhireddy Balreddy College, Federal Institute of Science and Technology, Ernakulam, Rajkumar Institute of Technology, Ghaziabad, and so on and so forth. And it keeps going down. And by the way, remember, we're talking about the median salary. It keeps going down to about 2 lakh, 1.5 lakh also. Now, look at this. These are all, we're talking of 2 lakh, 2.1 lakh, 2.2 lakh, 2.2 lakhs and all. Now, when you deal with 2.2 lakh as a median salary, understand that there are a lot of people below the 2 lakh also. So, what are they earning? 10,000 rupees per month. Now, what I'm trying to say is an MBA is not a passport or a visa for a job. You know, if you get a job, you might get a salary of 7 lakh. But if you don't join the right college, you will also get 2 lakh, 2.5 lakh and all as annual salary, which also means that your take home would be less than 10,000, 12,000 rupees, which essentially is about 300, 400 rupees as a daily wage. I'm not saying anything is wrong about this, but I'm just saying that you must be aware of what the reality is when you talk of MBAs, and we're only talking about the top 15% B schools. 85% we are not even talking about that. And that is something that you need to understand, because these are the median salaries that you're talking about. And there's a complete list of, as I told you, about 335 B schools. That is what I'm showing, where the salary is below 5 lakh rupees, where the data is available. For about 3,800 B schools, we don't even have data. That is the reality of B school placement. And unless you understand that space of the reality of B school placement, you are likely to be misled into believing that an MBA is a good placement opportunity. It's a passport and a visa to a job, and you're likely to get a 6-figure, 7-figure salary, which is not true, which is a big fat lie. Unless you get into the right B school, you're not likely to get into that. So overall, when we look at this whole data, we already discussed the top 100 and in a separate video. 101 to 627, when we look at that, there are about 527 B schools where the average of the median salary is 4.88 lakh. But when we break that further, you actually deal with 12 B schools which are offering 10 lakh and above, where the median salary is 13.75 lakh and 90% placement. The 5 lakh to 10 lakh, there are 110 B schools where it's 6.7 lakh and 83.34% placement. And then moving further, when you deal with less than 5 lakh, you have 336 institutions where the placement is 66% and the median salary is 3.6 lakh. And when you say median salary of 3.6 lakh, as I showed you, there are also institutions with 2 lakhs and below, but you're having more than half the people earning less than 25,000-30,000 rupees a month. And that is what is something that you need to understand, so that when you go in and choose a B school, you must choose a B school where the reality strikes and not something which is a shocker. I don't want you to be shocked, so that's why I'm making this video, that a B school admission doesn't mean that you get a 6-figure, 7-figure salary. This is the reality of the B schools, and you must know that. If you want any help from us, do send us a message on this number, 8130376334. If you want to get into a good B school or want any of this content that we're creating, or you want to appear for a mock test, please do send us a message. And we are also, as I said, we are partnered with Career Launcher to create a mock test which you can actually take in real circumstances. It will mimic what you're going to do when you actually write the CAT examination. For that, if you want to register, you can send us a message CL on the same number and we'll do that. If you want me to cover anything else in B school, please write to me in the message box. I'll be happy to cover that for you. Thank you so much. Namaste.